Something big is quietly happening in Nigeria's political space. As we move closer to the 2027 elections, some major parties are already positioning themselves, holding strategic meetings, and strengthening their structures, while many others are still facing internal disagreements over who should lead them into the race. The question now is simple: who is truly ready, and what could these early tensions mean for the future of the country? Stay with me as we break down the real story behind the preparations, the internal conversations, and the political moves shaping the road to 2027, and what every Nigerian needs to understand right now. Today the political space is getting more active as attention slowly turns toward the 2027 general elections, and what we are seeing is a mix of preparation, strategy, quiet negotiations, and also disagreements inside several political parties. The atmosphere is not yet campaign season officially, but the signs are very clear that many actors are already positioning themselves. Across the country, conversations are happening in party offices, private meetings, and public forums about who is ready, who is not, and what direction the political landscape may take in the coming months and years. If you appreciate clear and balanced updates like this, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can stay informed as events continue to unfold. Right now, the biggest talking point is that some major parties appear to be moving with confidence, putting structures in place early, strengthening their networks, and quietly testing public mood. At the same time, several other parties are dealing with internal disagreements, especially over candidates, leadership roles, and strategy. This contrast is shaping the early narrative of the road to 2027. Within political circles, there is a strong sense that preparation has started earlier than many expected. Meetings are being held to review past election performances, identify strengths and weaknesses, and plan how to connect better with voters. Party officials are discussing how to improve grassroots presence, how to communicate policy ideas, and how to avoid mistakes that affected them in previous cycles. One important factor driving this early activity is the clarity provided by the election timetable, which gives parties enough time to organize primaries, settle disputes, and build alliances. With timelines known, the pressure is now on party leaders to ensure their internal processes run smoothly. For parties that are united, this is an advantage. For parties facing disagreements, it creates urgency to resolve issues quickly. Among the parties showing signs of readiness, there is confidence that strong structures and recent political momentum will help them maintain visibility. Party leaders often point to recent local successes and organizational strength as proof that they are connected to communities. They emphasize discipline, coordination, and consistent messaging as key factors that will shape their approach moving forward. However, the situation is more complicated in parts of the opposition space. Several groups are still navigating internal questions about leadership direction and candidate selection. When different factions within a party support different individuals, it can lead to prolonged discussions and sometimes tension. These internal conversations are not unusual in politics, but they can influence how prepared a party appears to the public. Observers note that candidate selection is one of the most sensitive stages in any election cycle. The process determines who represents the party, and because of the high stakes, disagreements can arise. Some members may feel strongly about zoning arrangements or fairness in the process. Others may advocate for fresh faces or experienced figures depending on their strategic outlook. In some cases, disagreements have led to parallel meetings or strong debates about the best path forward. Party elders and mediators often step in to encourage dialogue and unity. Their goal is usually to prevent divisions that could weaken the party's ability to compete effectively. Political history shows that unity tends to strengthen campaigns, while unresolved disagreements can create challenges. Another major development is the ongoing conversation about alliances. Political leaders across different platforms are exploring possibilities of cooperation, understanding that collaboration can sometimes improve electoral strength. These discussions are often complex because they involve negotiations over shared goals, leadership roles, and policy priorities. While not all talks result in formal agreements, they reflect a recognition that strategy is important in a competitive environment. The idea of coalition building is not new, but it gains attention whenever elections approach. Leaders meet, exchange views, and assess whether working together could help present a stronger alternative. For supporters, these discussions raise questions about what the political map may look like in the future. Beyond party structures, there is also growing public interest in the issues that may shape the next election. Conversations about economic growth, job opportunities, infrastructure, education, and national unity are becoming more prominent. Citizens are paying attention to how leaders address these concerns, and parties are aware that policy conversations will play an important role. In addition, debates about electoral processes continue to attract attention. Discussions about improving transparency, strengthening institutions, and building public confidence are ongoing. Many stakeholders emphasize that trust in the process is essential for credible outcomes. These conversations are part of a broader effort to ensure that future elections reflect the will of the people. Across different regions, political gatherings and consultations are becoming more frequent. Leaders meet with community representatives, traditional leaders, youth groups, and professionals to listen to concerns and share ideas. These engagements help parties understand public expectations and refine their strategies. There is also a noticeable increase in political commentary in the media and public forums. Analysts discuss possible scenarios, evaluate party strengths, and examine emerging trends. While predictions vary, most agree that the race is likely to be closely watched. As the political environment evolves, individual politicians are also making strategic decisions. Some are strengthening their positions within their parties, while others are building broader networks of support. These activities often involve consultations, outreach, and careful planning. For many citizens, the early political movement raises questions about what the future may hold. People want to know how leadership choices will affect policy direction and national development. They are interested in seeing constructive discussions that focus on solutions and progress. Political leaders frequently emphasize the importance of unity and cooperation as the country prepares for another electoral cycle. Messages about stability, continuity, and inclusive governance are common themes in speeches and public statements. These messages aim to reassure citizens and encourage participation. At the same time, there is recognition that healthy competition is a key part of democracy. Different parties present ideas and visions, giving voters the opportunity to compare options. This process encourages debate and helps shape national conversations. Another point worth noting is the role of young people in the evolving political space. Youth engagement continues to grow, with more young citizens showing interest in policy discussions and civic participation. Many believe that their voices will play a significant role in shaping future outcomes. As we move closer to key milestones such as party conventions and primaries, attention will likely increase. These events often provide insight into party priorities and leadership dynamics. They also give members an opportunity to express their views and contribute to decision-making. In political strategy meetings, discussions often focus on how to connect effectively with voters. Communication approaches are reviewed, outreach plans are developed, and feedback from communities is analyzed. The goal is to build trust and present clear messages. Public expectations remain high, with many citizens hoping for constructive dialogue and practical solutions to national challenges. Leaders are aware that credibility and consistency will be closely observed. This awareness influences how parties position themselves. At this point, let us pause briefly to remind you to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you value updates that explain events clearly and calmly. Your support helps us continue bringing balanced coverage. Looking deeper into the political environment, it is clear that internal organization is a key factor. Parties with clear structures and defined processes often find it easier to navigate the complexities of candidate selection and campaign planning. Those still resolving internal questions may need to invest time in building consensus. Political analysts often highlight the importance of early preparation. Establishing strong coordination, training volunteers, and engaging stakeholders can make a significant difference when campaigns officially begin. Early momentum can influence perception and build confidence among supporters. In discussions across the country, there is also emphasis on policy ideas and long-term planning. Citizens are interested in hearing how leaders intend to address economic challenges, support businesses, improve social services, and strengthen institutions. These conversations are shaping expectations. Another important element is the role of public communication. Leaders who communicate clearly and consistently often find it easier to build understanding and trust. Transparency in decision-making and responsiveness to concerns are frequently mentioned as positive qualities. Political observers are also paying attention to regional dynamics, as different areas have unique priorities and perspectives. Understanding these differences is important for parties seeking broad support. Engagement at the local level remains a cornerstone of political strategy. As developments continue, there is likely to be more dialogue within parties about the best way forward. Negotiations, consultations, and internal reviews are part of the process. While disagreements may arise, they can also lead to constructive outcomes when managed carefully. Citizens, meanwhile, continue to follow news and discussions closely. Public opinion plays an important role in shaping political direction, and leaders often take feedback seriously. Community engagement remains a powerful tool for understanding concerns and building connections. The coming months may bring announcements about new initiatives, policy proposals, and leadership decisions. Each development will contribute to the broader picture of how the political landscape is evolving. Observers will watch carefully for signs of unity or change. Throughout this period, the importance of respectful dialogue cannot be overstated. Constructive conversations help build understanding and encourage cooperation. Political competition can coexist with mutual respect, strengthening democratic culture. As attention grows, media coverage is likely to highlight key moments and turning points. Interviews, public statements, and policy discussions will provide insight into party priorities and leadership perspectives. Staying informed helps citizens make thoughtful decisions. It is also worth noting that political processes involve careful planning behind the scenes. Teams work on research, strategy, and outreach to ensure that messages are clear and effective. These efforts often shape how parties present themselves to the public. Many observers believe that the early phase of political activity offers an opportunity for reflection and improvement. Parties can learn from past experiences and refine their approaches. This process contributes to stronger engagement and clearer communication. Public interest in governance remains strong, with many citizens expressing hope for progress and stability. Conversations about national development, economic resilience, and social inclusion are central to political discussions. Leaders are expected to address these topics thoughtfully. As we continue to watch the unfolding developments, it is clear that the road to 2027 will involve ongoing dialogue, planning, and engagement. Each step will reveal more about how parties position themselves and how alliances may evolve. The process reflects the dynamic nature of democratic participation. Once again, if you are finding this discussion helpful, please remember to like this video and subscribe so you do not miss future updates as the story continues to develop. Looking ahead, attention will likely focus on how parties manage internal conversations and present unified messages. Observers will watch for signs of cooperation, clarity, and forward thinking. These elements can influence public perception and build confidence. Citizens will also continue to evaluate leadership qualities such as experience, vision, and ability to listen. Public trust often grows when leaders demonstrate commitment to addressing concerns and working collaboratively. Engagement between leaders and communities remains essential. As the political environment evolves, discussions about national priorities will remain central. Topics such as economic opportunity, social development, and institutional strengthening are expected to shape conversations. Parties will aim to present ideas that resonate with voters. Throughout this period, patience and thoughtful observation are important. Political processes take time, and developments may unfold gradually. Staying informed helps citizens understand the context and implications of each announcement or decision. In closing, the current moment reflects a period of preparation and reflection across Nigeria's political landscape. Some parties appear confident and organized, while others are working through internal questions. The coming months will reveal how these dynamics shape the journey toward the next general elections. For citizens, this is a time to listen carefully, engage respectfully, and remain informed. The strength of any democracy lies in the participation and awareness of its people. As events continue to unfold, staying engaged will help ensure meaningful conversations about the future. Before we end, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more clear and professional updates. Your support makes it possible to keep bringing you reliable news and thoughtful analysis. Thank you for listening, and we will continue to follow the story closely as new developments emerge.